The hydroplanes roar for the final time in the 1958 season. Direct from the shores of Lake Mead, Nevada, near the fabulous city of Las Vegas, you are about to see the live coverage of the final heat of the third annual Sahara Cup race. Brought to you by Gold Shield Coffee. The new Gold Shield Coffee with the great new blend and the new golden flavor. Now we take you directly to Lake Mead and the sports director of the King Broadcasting Company, Bill O'Mara.
Welcome, everyone, to beautiful Lake Mead, Nevada, to witness the third annual running of the Sahara Cup, an original field of 13, and we are now narrowed down to 7 for this third and final heat. And taking a look at those boats which have survived the rigorous combat which has been out here in the past 2 days in the way of weather, lost buoys and whatnot, here's what we come up with. Miss Bardol, Maverick, Miss US 1, Swiftway 2, Miss Burien, Miss Seattle, and Miss Moses Lake. These 7 have successfully made it to the starting line for this third and final heat. With all elimination sections of the first 2 heats out of the way, the boat first across the line will be declared the winner of the Sahara Cup. Along with this, of course, we have the very important High Point Championship duel on to be decided in this race. Miss Bardol with 1,775 points, Maverick with 1,707, Miss US 1 with 1,669. Now that means that Miss Bardol has 68 points more than Maverick, 106 more than US 1. Maverick has 88 points more than Miss US 1. And if Miss US 1 wins and Bardol comes in second, Bardol will still win the National Unlimited High Point Championship by 6 points. If Maverick wins and Bardol comes in second, Bardol loses by 32 points. In a nutshell, as far as Miroslav and his boat, Miss Bardol, are concerned, Bardol must finish ahead of Maverick to win the High Point Championship. So your 7 boats in there: Bardol, Maverick, Miss US 1, Swiftway 2, Miss Burien, Miss Seattle, and Miss Moses Lake. Miss Moses Lake piloted by Norm Evans, Miss Seattle by Chuck Hickling, Miss Burien by Bill Brow, Swiftway 2 by Brian Weigel, Miss US 1 by Donnie Wilson, Maverick by Bill Stead, and the Miss Bardol by Miroslav. And we have at the present moment on the lake out here most of the boats ready to go. It is now just minutes away from the starting gun, direct from Lake Mead in Nevada. You're watching the exclusive live coverage of the 1958 Sahara Cup Regatta.
And that's why I prefer the new Gold Shield coffee. You see, it is really new, because now every can of Gold Shield that you buy has an exciting new blend. And you can tell that Gold Shield coffee is good coffee the very minute that you pour it into the cup, because it has such a wonderful aroma. And then when you sip it, that taste, oh man, it is just exactly perfect. A new golden taste to Gold Shield coffee. Another thing about Gold Shield coffee, too, is it's fresh. You know it's fresh because Gold Shield coffee is the only coffee that's blended right here in Seattle. So it's just got to be fresh when it comes to you. How about it? Have you had a cup of the new Gold Shield coffee lately?
Here at Lake Mead, Nevada, for the third annual Sahara Cup finale in this third heat, a field of 7. The Maverick is having trouble here just off the start and finish line barge. In the hour and a half allotted her from the completion of Heat 2B to this point, there is the 1-minute gun. The Maverick crew managed to change a blower, which he had damaged in an earlier elimination heat. And the Bardol made some last-minute changes. And the US 1 changed the quill shaft, all in some 31 to 35 minutes. So some violent last-minute changes were made out here, something that wasn't done even a short time as 2 years ago. The Maverick is all by herself down here in the middle of the course, in the infield of the course. The rest of the boats are shaped up to the top. Brian Weigel, who has had his boat in pretty good shape, is there at the top of the left-hand turn here at Lake Mead with an overcast sky. The Miss Seattle is just now coming out of the pit. She had gone back in a moment ago. Now she's going across to the infield as they get pretty well squared away. Bardol is second over from the in lane. The Miss US 1 and the Maverick are now coming down in there hard. The Maverick is on the far side of the course, and it is the Bardol coming down now at the 1,000-foot mark. And next to her, the Miss US 1. Then the Swiftway 2. First across the line was Miss US 1. And Donnie Wilson had to back off in a hurry as the boat leapfrogged. And the Bardol has gone to the inside corner, has perfect position going to the first turn, the first of 10 times around the course. She has a race for the Unlimited High Point Championship on her hands here. So let's see who goes into that corner. Bardol still on the inside. And the U.S. off to a fine start. Coming up on the inside now, and as we go halfway through the turn, it looks as though U.S. 1 will be first out of the right-hand corner, followed by the Bardol. And then there's a boat buried in the spray on the outside, and that is Tripway 2. The rest of the field is back pretty well. Burien is in fourth place halfway through the turn. Off the exit buoy on the inside corner, the Bardol slow to acceleration. On the outside, buried in the spray between boats, we have the Thriftway 2 driven by the Miss US 1 driven by Donnie Wilson. Bardol and the Thriftway 2 in a battle for second place. The Miss Seattle just got across the line in last place in a 7-boat field. Going into the left-hand turn, the Miss US 1 driven by Donnie Wilson into the entrance buoy, coming down to the completion of his first lap. And he is being closely pursued too, and the Bardol is sitting in third place. The winner of this heat will be declared the winner of the third annual Sahara Cup, but High Point Championships are also at stake, so every move counts out here for Bardol, for Maverick, and for the Miss US 1. Miss US 1 at the 1,000-foot mark at the end of her first lap in first place. The Miss US 1 driven by Donnie Wilson out of Detroit, the George Simon entry. The race for second place, Miss Tripway 2 is just a shade over the line in second place, closely pursued by Bardol on the inside corner. There are 5 seconds separating the first, second, and third place boats. In fourth place now is the Moses Lake. And a couple of the other boats have dropped out of it, and we'll check for you in just a moment on that. But the Moses Lake is in fourth place. Moving into the south corner now, in his second of 10 times around the course, the Miss US 1, cagily driven by Donnie Wilson, followed by the Thriftway 2, who is now less than 3 seconds behind, and the Thriftway 2 has lengthened out her lead over the Bardol. This is the second of 10 times around the course. The Maverick has dropped out of it, it would seem. I can't notice her out there unless she's just coming up the backstretch. Thriftway 2 and Bardol off the exit buoy of the right-hand turn, engaged in a tremendous duel for second place. We have a total of 4 rooster tails out here that now go to 3 as the Miss Seattle goes dead 3/4 of the way up the backstretch. So it is a 3-boat field as the Maverick is dead in the right-hand corner, still attempting to get started. The Thriftway 2 is in second place now, less than 2 seconds behind as they go into the left-hand corner on the second of 10 times around the course. The Bardol has swung to the outside corner and is taking over in halfway through that left-hand turn, is closely pursuing Miss US 1. Bardol swinging to the outside, avoiding danger now, has a High Point Championship here at stake. Mira Slovak, the ex-Czechoslovakian who has a birthday coming up on Saturday, would like to give himself a birthday present. Here's the US 1 on the inside corner and the Bardol on the outside. Here is a battle for first and second place between 2 boats that are less than a second and a half apart. US 1 across the line at the end of lap number 2, a second and a half out in front of Bardol. And in third place, dropping 4 seconds behind, is the Thriftway 2. And Moses Lake is in fourth place on the far side of the course. They're virtually dead even as they go into the right-hand corner on the third time around the course. It's a 4-boat field. I have an original field of 7. Maverick is still out there on the course, still attempting to get started, but she is out of it. And may we remind you that if US 1 wins and Bardol comes in second, Bardol will still win the Unlimited National High Point Championship by 6 points. With Maverick definitely down and out of it pretty well in that water there at the south corner. Bardol coming in second. Bardol could lose by 32 points, but Maverick is out of it as far as she is concerned. Definitely, Bardol must finish ahead of Maverick to win the High Point Championship, and that's the way it looks at this moment. The Moses Lake just getting across the line at the end of her second lap. We're in the third lap of racing, coming off the exit buoy of the right-hand turn. The Thriftway 2 has dropped back now, and it's strictly a 2-boat field as the Bardol comes up to challenge Miss US 1, hovering about a second and a half to 2 seconds off her stern, 3/4 of the way up the backstretch. US 1 driven by Donnie Wilson. He's been doing a great job taking over in that boat. Now as we go back through the field, we have US 1 going into the 3/4 mark of the backstretch in this third time around the course. Less than a second behind, closely pursuing, just a shade on the outside, is the Miss Bardol, and the Thriftway 2, slow to acceleration, comes in real hard, about 3 seconds behind the leader. They're closely bunched as they go into the top part of the left-hand turn. This is the third time around the course. Mira Slovak hanging back now, waiting his chance, going to the outside corner as Donnie Wilson goes a little bit wide, and Mira comes off the corner rather hard and Thriftway 2 picks up time on both of them. The Miss US1 passed the 1,000-foot mark. End of lap number 3 in first place is Miss US1. Bardall in second place, 2 seconds behind. We're starting lap number 4. And the Thriftway 2 gets across the line in third place, 5 seconds behind the leader. And the Moses Lake in fourth place is about a minute and a half behind the leader. And there'll be a lapping out there by those first 2 place boats on Moses Lake, unless she steps up the pace a little bit. Into the right-hand corner, we have the lead boat, Miss US1, driven by Donnie Wilson out of Detroit. Closely pursued by Bardall with Mira Slovak at the wheel. And the Thriftway 2 is experiencing trouble halfway through the bottom part of the right-hand turn. Looks like she is dead in the water, and we have a 3-boat field left at the moment, unless the Thriftway 2 manages to get up and going. She's halfway through the right-hand turn, dead in the water, as we have 2 boats now challenging coming off the exit buoy of the right-hand turn. US1 in first place, Bardall in second, less than 2 seconds difference between the 2 boats, and this race is faintly reminiscent of the one that we witnessed between Maverick and Gale 5 in Detroit not too many weeks ago. Here is your Thriftway, dead in the south corner, Brian Weigel, her pilot. Now getting back to the race, the Maverick is up and at him, but she is at least a lap and a half, 2 laps behind the leader. As we're coming down now to the wire to complete lap number 4, the Moses Lake, as driven by Norm Evans, is now moved up to third place, and the US1 will go by the Maverick and lap her, as will the Bardall. The first and second place boats going by the Maverick, which is still hanging tough in there. Both boats split in there real tight, and it looks like Mara took his chance, tried to get up on the inside corner as he caught US1 sleeping for the moment. Down to the 1,000-foot mark goes the US1, and it sounds like she's laboring a little bit out there. They changed her quill shaft. So Mara tried to get to the inside corner, and he is in second place at the end of lap number 4. The US1, a quarter of the way down the inland chute. US1 now lengthens her lead a little bit as Mara took the gamble and wasn't able to make a go of it. The Maverick gets across the line now, but she is almost 2 laps behind the leader. And the Moses Lake gets lapped out there, so she's a lap behind the leader at this moment, and will be as they go through that right-hand turn. The US1 leading in this race, which sees 4 boats left out here, but the Maverick is down now in the inland chute and looks like she has a fire in her stack. And whether or not Bill will be able to get her out or not, I don't know. He's a quarter of the way just off the start line. Meanwhile, the race goes on over on the far side of the course as the Bardall closely pursues the US1 in a tight duel as they come off the exit buoy, and this the 5th time around the course. This is the 5th lap, the 5th of 5, and it looks as though Bill Stead out there standing on his boat, and he's just outside the lane, is able to put out the fire, although there's quite a bit of smoke. All right, 3/4 of the way up the backstretch now, and his 5th time around the course. The US1 is leading by some 3 seconds over Bardall, who obviously will take no chances at all if it means giving up the chance to win the Sahara Cup in return for the National Limited High Point Championship. Conceivably, he could do that because it's been a long season for the Green Dragon. The Miss Seattle is out of it, and the Burien is out of it. And once again, they're still having trouble over there with the Maverick. The fire seems to consistently persist, and the crash boat is going over there to help. Meanwhile, the race goes on as they come off the left-hand turn, and both these boats will lap the Moses Lake as they come down now to the end of lap number 5. The Bardall is running tight in second place now, less than 2 seconds behind the leader, Miss US1, at the end of lap number 5. US is out in front, and at the beginning of her lap number 6, she laps the Moses Lake. Bardall has now dropped back some 5 to 6 seconds behind the leader, and Moses Lake is in third place as Maverick is still having trouble out there controlling a fire in the forward part of her engine. There's a lot of smoke. The Coast Guard boat is over there, and they should have the thing under control. We're in the 6th lap of this 10-lap finale in the 3rd heat, in a heat that saw 7 boats in all start. But everybody is out of it now, with the exception of the Miss US1, which is leading as she goes through the right-hand turn, and she has at least a 5-second lead or better over the Bardall, who has slipped back now and is not pushing her boat. Bardall is just now lapping the Moses Lake 3/4 of the way through the right-hand turn. And let's see whether or not she sets out after the US1, which sounds as though she has an engine missing, but it might be just the sound effects that we get around here. This is the 6th of 10 times around the course. Bardall has clearly lapped the Moses Lake as she comes off the exit buoy of the right-hand turn, and the Bardall now moves out away from Moses Lake and starts out in pursuit of the Miss US1, which is coming up the backstretch in not too quick a fashion. Bardol is coming up a little bit harder, seems to have a little bit of better head of steam. This is the 6th of 10 times around the course in the third heat finale. And the fire seems to be out on the Maverick. They're going to take her in tow, and she'll be taken off the course as the US 1 goes into the left-hand turn on his 6th time around the course, closely pursued by Bardol, who has never been more than 5 seconds behind the leader at any given moment. The Moses Lake is running in third place, but she is at least a lap behind the leader. The race for first and second coming off the left-hand turn is the US 1 coming down now, seemingly a little bit on the laborious side, but maybe he's just saving his engine, waiting for a challenge from the Bardol. Past the 1,000-foot mark, 500 feet away from the end of lap number 6, and over the line to start lap number 7 in first place goes the Miss US 1. In second place, 6 seconds behind the leader, is the Miss Bardol. And the third place boat just rounding out of the left-hand turn is the Moses Lake. And the Maverick is dead in the water and has seen her National High Point Championship aspirations go up in smoke. A tremendous last-minute change of the blower by the crew of the Maverick wasn't quite enough. Here is your third place boat coming across the line, and Norm Evans in the Moses Lake, the former Tri-City and the former Scooter 2, is well back of the field. It's strictly a two-boat field as the US 1 is running out there. The Thriftway 2 has finally managed to get going again, has cut across the corner, and is trying to get back into contention. Off the exit buoy of the right-hand turn, the US 1, slowing down considerably here, has been averaging well over 100 miles the first 4 or 5 times around the course, but in this last lap and a half, she has dropped off considerably. The Bardol has dropped a little bit further behind now, is a little no more than 6 seconds behind the leader. 3/4 of the way up the backstretch, your lead boat is the Miss US 1, driven by Donnie Wilson out of Detroit, and the Bardol is in second place. And the Bardol, by staying in second place, puts her National High Point Championship out of reach, but she is still close enough to the Miss US 1 to, that's the Miss Seattle that they went by there at the 3/4 point mark of that backstretch. Into the top part of the left-hand turn, the Thriftway 2 is up and at him again, halfway up the backstretch. She's trailing in the field. Down to the 1,000-foot mark comes the US 1. She seems to be going slower and slower all the while, but Maverick, or rather the Bardol, isn't coming at her too hard, but maybe he's just sitting here waiting to see what he can do. This is the end of the 7th lap. US 1 is in first place, followed by Bardol, who is now 4 seconds behind in second. We begin the 8th lap of this 10-lap race. The Thriftway 2 coming off the top part of the left-hand turn, and the Moses Lake pursuing her slow, leisurely way out there. But the 4th place boat at the moment is the Thriftway 2, and Moses Lake has moved up to 3rd because it took Thriftway 2 quite a while to get started out in that right-hand corner. In that right-hand corner, going into the entrance buoy, the lead boat, US 1, 4 seconds behind, just off the entrance buoy, is the Bardol. You can probably hear the Thriftway 2 in the background of our voices. Going over the line now, resting in 4th place in a 4-boat field. The Moses Lake coming around the corner now, and the 2 boats are a fur piece back of those leaders who are coming off the exit buoy of the right-hand turn. Here's your race for first and second, less than 3, maybe 3 to 4 seconds differential between the 2 boats. US 1 running out in first place by 4 seconds over the second place Bardol as they go halfway up the backstretch. We're in the 8th of 10 times around the course. Moses Lake just getting over the line to complete her 7th lap. 3/4 of the way up the backstretch. In this, her 8th lap, the lead boat, the US 1. Donnie Wilson at the wheel, took over for Freddie Alder in mid-season and has been doing a real great job with this boat. And the Bardol, driven by Mira Slovak, comes up real hard now and still has a good chance to take it all if he cares to risk it and take a drive at the Miss US 1. The Miss US 1 got off to a beautifully positioned start in this race and then sort of porpoised and leapfrogged, and Donnie had to come off her in a hurry, but still managed to hold his advantage going into that corner, as Mira wasn't able to press for the advantage. Down past the 1,000-foot mark comes the Miss US 1. At the end of lap number 8, in first place, the Miss US 1. 6 seconds behind the leader at the end of her 8th lap is the Miss Bardol. And the Thriftway 2 is just rounding into the entrance area of the left-hand turn, as the course is pretty widely split out here. And the Moses Lake is just crawling along as she comes off the exit buoy of the right-hand turn. And there could be a lapping of her out there for the second time in this race before we complete the next 2 laps. We're in the 9th lap, 9th of 10 times around the course here at Lake Mead in the 3rd annual Sahara Cup, with his 10-lap finale providing us with the winner of this race. Thriftway 2 gets over the line. Several laps behind the leader. 2 at least, maybe a little bit better. The Burien is out of it, Miss Seattle is out of it, and Maverick is out of it. Off the exit buoy of the right-hand turn, the Miss US1 starts up the back stretch, and the Miss Bardall seems to be hurting a little bit coming off the exit buoy of the right-hand turn. Her acceleration isn't quite hard enough. We're in the ninth lap. US1 has now lengthened her lead over the Bardall in second place to some 7 or 8 seconds. US1 running out there very smoothly, running from wire to wire. The Moses Lake is in at the top part of the left-hand turn, and the US1 could go by her if Danny so chooses. He'll probably pick her up sometime in the next lap. Maybe he can do it here because the Moses Lake is laboring a little bit through those turns. The Thriftway 2 is still up and at him, coming off the exit buoy of the right-hand turn, a quarter of the way up the backstretch. Off the left-hand turn, the US1 rounding down past the exit buoy down to the 1,000-foot mark as the Bardall goes into the top part of the left-hand turn. Past the 1,000-foot mark goes US1. Starting her 10th and final lap in first place, US1. She laps the Moses Lake for the second time in this 10-lap race. And the Bardall comes down at the end of her 9th lap. She is now 7 to 8 seconds behind the leader. And the Thriftway 2 comes off the top part of the left-hand turn. As the field is stretched out in here, we have 4 boats left out of an original field of 7. Burien out of it, Miss Seattle out of it, and Maverick out of it. Approaching the entrance buoy for the 10th and final time of the south corner, we have the Miss US1, Donnie Wilson, the big redhead from Detroit, looking for a win here at the 3rd annual Sahara Cup. Your past winners were Hawaii Kai the 3rd last year, and again the year before that. Thriftway 2 just over the line, better than a lap and a half behind the leader. Bardall puts a lapping on Moses Lake halfway through the right-hand turn, as the US1 still leading in this race by some 7 to 8 seconds in this 10th and final lap, starts booming up the backstretch, and Donnie Wilson feels that he has it well in hand, as obviously Bardall will run out of track and has been playing for the National High Point Championship out here. Here's your first place boat, 3/4 of the way up the backstretch. And the second place boat, some 7 or 8 seconds back, about halfway up the backstretch, the Bardall. This is the 10th and final lap. Remember that Bardall had to finish ahead of Maverick to win the High Point Championship. And with US winning this and Bardall coming in second, Bardall will still win the National High Point Championship by 6 points. US1 coming off the exit buoy of the left-hand turn, getting ready to get the checkered flag. Bardall close behind, but obviously not going to make it any kind of a challenge. Goes extremely wide. Past the 1,000-foot mark comes the Miss US1. Winner of the Sahara Cup is the Miss US1. And the Bardall comes down here now past the 1,000-foot mark, taking an extremely wide turn. Gets down past the 1,000-foot mark, 500 feet away from the end of her 10th lap. And over the line goes Bardall, finisher in second place for this 3rd annual Sahara Cup and winner of the National High Point Championship, as the Moses Lake and the Thriftway 2 are the 2 boats still left out there fighting for 3rd and 4th place. So there you have it. Your winner of the race was the Miss US1, driven by Donnie Wilson of Detroit. And the second place boat was Miss Bardall, and Bardall, by getting second place in this race, managed to win the National High Point Unlimited Championship by 6 points, which is about as close as you can get. We'll be back in a moment with the wrap-up of today's race. Direct from Lake Mead in Nevada, you're watching the exclusive live coverage of the 1958 Sahara Cup Regatta.
And that wraps up this year's season of hydro races, as well as the final King TV Gold Shield Coffee Hydro Contest. And the winners of today's race contest, as well as the grand prize winners of the 1958 Chevrolet Impala and the 18-foot Bryant Capri Cruiser, will be announced later. But right now, I have the names of the winners, first and second place of the President's Cup. First place winner of the Evinrude outboard motor is Mr. Albert Leo Halloran of Seattle. Second place winner of the Connellan skis is Mr. R.E. Gribble of Auburn. Our first place winner, Mr. Halloran, is here with us. Mr. Halloran, congratulations. I know that your friends call you Lunker Halloran, so I know you'll use this, and you didn't know I knew that. I would like you to meet now Mr. Walter Swanson from Gold Shield, who wants to add his personal congratulations.
Congratulations to you, Mr. Halloran, for your winning entry.
Thank you, sir.
Now, I'd like to remind you very briefly that every can of Gold Shield coffee you buy now has a wonderful new flavor. Have you tried new Gold Shield coffee lately?
Well, that's the story here at the third annual Sahara Cup. We have the winner, Miss US 1, and Bardol, by finishing in second place, gets the National Unlimited High Point Championship by a total of 6 points. As you well know, I think if any of you know anything about Las Vegas, Nevada, this is truthfully the entertainment capital of the world. And one of the many stars on hand that we have had an opportunity of visiting with and talking with is this uniformed gentleman to my left. His name is Preston Foster. Preston, why the uniform?
Thank you very much. Why the uniform? I'm past Commodore of the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary. The auxiliary is patrolling the race here today.
Now, what about you and your movie star career? What do you got planned?
Well, I have a new television series planned, which I will handle in conjunction with my connections now in Las Vegas. I suppose you know about those.
Now, let's talk about those specifically. What are you doing?
Well, I'm connected with the Hacienda Hotel, and starting New Year's Eve, I will be your host at the New Frontier when we plan to open it.
Now, what does a host imply? What do you have to do?
Well, I'm a greeter, I'm a handshaker, I'm in a consulting capacity with the entertainment that we'll have, publicity, things like this today. Incidentally, if anyone's planning to come for New Year's Eve, I suggest they get those reservations in now. Already starting to come in. It's going to be a big New Year's Eve, and that's when we open.
Wonderful. And incidentally, I thoroughly enjoyed myself down here with all the wonderful entertainment facilities you have. Tell me, how did you like the race?
I just thought it was thrilling. I'd like to take this opportunity of congratulating the Sahara Hotel for presenting this wonderful event.
Thank you very much, Preston. It's been a real
My
pleasure
pleasure,
talking
Bill.
with you.
Thank you.
Speaking of the Sahara Cup, I want you to meet the man who originated the idea. Some 4 years ago, I met this gentleman, Larry Sloan, and he said to me, "What do you think about a race down in Las Vegas, Nevada?" I said, "Well, do you have any water down there? You have interest? Why, you have 2/3 of the thing, and you get the boats down there real easy." Larry, what was the story behind the development of that by the Sahara Hotel?
Well, actually, Bill, what you and a lot of other people in Seattle told us that year up at the Seafair race got us going on this event, which we think has been thrilling today, and we hope will continue to be.
Because you are public relations director for the Sahara Hotel, what role do they play in this overall picture?
Well, the Sahara, of course, sponsors the entire race. The race was put on by the Lake Mead Yacht Club, conducted by them, and we are helped by other hotels as far as handling our press in town go, and of course as far as providing accommodations for the many people that come in through Las Vegas for the event.
Larry, what was your general reaction to the people around here at shore? We probably had 15 to 25,000 people out here, roughly speaking. What was their reaction?
Well, I think they all loved it. The people that I talked to had a wonderful day. It was a beautiful day for the race, and I think it was a great race. So they seem to be happy, and we're happy.
And the Sahara Hotel, I imagine, is full of... What do you have for entertainment up there, by the way?
Well, we've got lovely Ann Blythe as our star in the big room, in our conga room now. We have the great Mary Kay Trio in the lounge.
And
incidentally,
so
we're going to have our cocktail party in the lounge for all the winners and everybody else in a little while.
Thank you very much, Larry. It's been a pleasure. We certainly
Thank you,
enjoyed being
Bill.
down here. Thanks,
Thank you
Mr. Sahara.
for coming down and doing
Not
the
a-
race. You did a great job.
Thank you very much. That's the story. We tell you once again, US 1 was the winner of the Sahara Cup by being winner of this third and final heat. And the winner of the National High Point Championship by finishing second to her was Bardol. Well, that's the story from here. This is Bill O'Meara with the King TV Special Events crew at Lake Mead saying goodbye and returning you to our studios.
Direct from Lake Mead, Nevada, you have seen the finale of the 1958 hydroplane season with the running of the third annual Sahara Cup race, sponsored by the Sahara Hotel at Las Vegas, Nevada. This live telecast has been brought to you by Gold Shield Coffee, the new Gold Shield Coffee with its great new blend and new golden flavor. Gold Shield will also bring you a complete repeat showing of this final heat tonight at 7 o'clock.